Sure. I was born and raised in Michigan, and I come from an Indian family, and I was encouraged at an early age to start piano lessons. And so I took piano lessons locally. I played in the school band as well. And by the time I got to high school, I really caught the bug for music. And I pursued my studies at the University of Michigan. And that bug for music turned into the conducting bug. And I stayed on to do my master's degree there, and since held a number of positions, first with the Boston Philharmonic as a conducting fellow there, and then as assistant and associate conductor of the Fort Wayne Philharmonic in Indiana. And I've since then, and am currently the assistant and then subsequently the associate conductor of the San Diego Symphony. When we've got the season here going in San Diego, I'm here quite a bit, assisting the music director, assisting the various guest conductors that come through here, as well as conducting my own concerts, education concerts, family concerts, donor programs, summer concerts, you name it. And then whatever little time I have left, I generally am on the road guest conducting, and I enjoy that part of my work. Well, I'm a big reader. I love to read. I love to learn. I've got one of those insatiable curiosities that sometimes drives people a little crazy. But I enjoy reading, and I enjoy studying languages, and I love traveling. I'm a big travel buff. Just in the past year, I've picked up golf, turned into a little bit of a passion, even though I'm still quite bad at it. Well, I think what I've been gravitating to about that, and it certainly helped when talking to Alistair Neal about all the different people that come from all over the place. And as someone who has this curiosity about the world, that curiosity really extends to the people that one encounters. And Alistair and everybody, you and everybody I've spoken with, just raves about the many people that come from all over the country to participate in this festival. And everybody I've talked to, I was just in St. Louis last week working with the St. Louis Symphony, and I chatted with a few of their musicians who play in Sun Valley, and everybody speaks so enthusiastically about that experience every summer. They look forward to it. And for me, when you have that sense of purpose, that sense of enthusiasm, not only about the music itself, but about the community, about the environment, about the people one interacts with, I think that always leads to the most meaningful experience making music. And so as soon as Alistair started telling me about all the great qualities of the people that come through, that really sold it for me. Well, first of all, I believe it's important because I myself am the product of music education. And I think if you talk to many of the musicians you encounter, you'll find that, they were turned on by music because they played in a youth orchestra, or like me, they played in a band, or they took lessons, or they heard their local symphony orchestra perform in a young people's concert when they were 10 years old. There's always that trigger, that moment where one hears music and feels like that could potentially be something special in my life. That happened to me, and I'm very attached to that feeling. And I love working with young people. I've very frequently worked with youth orchestras, and I love the enthusiasm that young people bring to the experience of making music. It makes me remember what it was like to fall in love with it all over again. So I love that part of sharing this tradition, sharing the musical culture, sharing my knowledge, and really trying to create something special with young people. And as far as adult education goes, one of the great things that I have experience with is doing pre-concerts in the past, and talking to local community groups about programs, and you sense that same sort of enthusiasm with even an older audience. They really want to understand this great musical tradition that's been around for a long time. They want to feel even more connected to the music that they're hearing and to the people on stage that are performing it. So I think for me, it's an exciting feeling knowing that someone wants to learn. And as I said, I'm such a curious person. I love learning. And I love when I see people that have that enthusiasm about learning something that they might not already know. And I love being a conduit for that. Well, what I love about the programming is that it's so diverse. I mean, you've got new music, you've got some of the world's greatest soloists coming through, and you've got pieces that rarely get performed. I mean, I think for me, the highlight will be the Janacek Sinfonietta, which calls for a massive brass component to the orchestra, and it's very, very rarely done in the United States, or I would say even internationally. It's not done so often. So I'm looking forward to that. Strauss's Heldenleben. I love the Brahms symphony. So when I saw that Brahms' first symphony was on the program, I thought that was going to be great. I'm looking forward to conducting a couple pieces as well. But yeah, I mean, the whole season is just so diverse and so exciting. And every program really seems to have been well thought through. And I look forward to experiencing them all individually. That's a great question. It will be my first time in Idaho. I'm looking forward to it, certainly. I've heard many great things about that part of America, and I've always wanted to go and to Sun Valley, to Montana, to northern Utah, to Wyoming, and I love being near the mountains. So I'm excited to experience that. But yeah, I'm a very straightforward and honest guy in a lot of ways. So I'm always open to getting to know people, and so I'm certainly looking forward to getting to know that community. Well, I think my job as an associate conductor, um, primarily when I'm in the role of assisting Alistair Neal when he's on the podium, is ensuring that um, Alistair is set up for success when he's on the podium, and really making sure that the orchestra knows that I will care about how they sound out in the hall, and I'll take that job seriously. I should say not the hall, but the pavilion, but that I'll be carefully listening to them, that I'll be a supportive colleague to them, and I'm certainly hoping to contribute as much as I possibly can to their enthusiasm about being there, and I certainly look forward to making music with them as well. So I can't wait really until summer comes. I'm really, really looking forward to it, and looking forward to meeting everybody for the first time. It seems like, and really being able to see how special this place is in person.